Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Good News Around the World. Tonight, Christine Card joins me as she talks about her eating disorder, and she should be on here any minute.
Hi,
Well, hello there, Miss Christine.
how are you?
How are you? I'm great. How you doing? It's great to see you.
Good to see you.
Yep. So, very honored to have you on here tonight. I know this is a little bit hard for you, but
Yes.
I see that you want to help other people that are in the same situation. So, with that being said, let's start out with your eating disorder, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about what you had and what you did to cure it.
Okay. Well, I don't consider myself ever to be cured. By that, I mean I'm in a remission or a recovery period. This has been a lifelong struggle since I've been 18 or 19 years old. Started probably right after senior year of high school. My weight's always been up and down. All the girls in school were thin and model like. I was 140 pounds. I was not built like they were. I did not have the same kind of body. I think the period of time that I can pinpoint where it really started to bother me, I went for a sports physical in 10th grade to play baseball, to play softball. And the doctor who was giving me the sports physical made a comment that I was very flexible for a big girl. I went home that night and I cried.
Sure.
My mother struggled with her weight. My father, I could probably say he also struggled with an eating disorder for most of his life, where he was barely eating or he was taking laxatives to stay thin. So it might have been a learned behavior. I don't know. But yeah, so it started about 18. At my thinnest, I was 102 pounds and very sick.
Wow.
For about 10 or 15 years, I maintained a weight between 110 and 120. Always thinking I was too fat, always on the next diet, always trying to figure out how I was going to lose that 5 pounds I put on over the winter. It consumed my life.
Sure.
Everything.
And that weight is about average for any girl at that age.
No.
So it was like a mental.
It was a mental thing.
Thing of that you were just overweight.
Yeah.
Now, can I ask, was it a thing of where you felt people were looking at you or making fun of you?
Oh, I got bullied a lot. I've had boyfriends in the past who put me down because of my weight and, called me a whale or told me I need to lose 10 or 15 pounds. Obviously not the right man for me, but
right.
No, I already had the fat brain, and to have somebody else in my life telling me I needed to lose weight was not good for me. Very, very toxic.
Oh, absolutely. And that would put a strain on everything else that's going on in your life.
I could be what I consider thin, but the means what I had to do to maintain that weight, I was miserable. I was absolutely miserable. I wasn't happy.
Sure. So when you first started out, what were you doing as far as trying to lose the weight? Can you explain that a little bit?
I exercised a lot, and I would lose 3 or 4 pounds here or there, but it was when I was building muscle weight. It never was enough. So then I would try to restrict my eating, where I was eating between 650 and 800 calories a day, like half of what a normal person's supposed to be eating. And I wasn't seeing I was losing enough weight. And that's when I started purging and I started using laxatives to lose weight. And that became a habit for almost 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah, almost 20 years. And it
That's
took
a long time. So that's a lot of
a
stress
long
on your body.
and
Yeah.
I'm lucky I'm alive. I mean, it took me going to the doctor and having him tell me that my heart was irregular. I had an irregular heartbeat, and it was probably because I was too thin for me to stop. And a lot of digestive issues too that I still have. I have IBS, I have GERD,
Right.
and I think a lot of it has to do with the way I was living for so long.
Sure, absolutely. So, like, what was normal? I wouldn't say normal, but what can you go through an everyday kind of experience of what your daily
Sure.
day was like?
I would wake up in the morning. I wouldn't eat. I would go get a cup of coffee, maybe have 2 or 3 of those before work. By lunch, I'd be hungry. I would eat maybe a half a sandwich, a piece of fruit, and then I'd feel bloated, so a laxative, and that would be gone. And a lot of times I didn't eat dinner. A lot of times I was just like, okay, I'm done with my calories for the day. I'm not eating anymore tonight.
Wow. Now, what about as far as water? Did you drink water or any juices, coffee?
Mostly coffee and water, seltzer, diet soda.
Wow. Yeah, so all of that combined together was really putting a toll on it because we all know coffee is an appetite suppressant.
Oh, absolutely.
Then you have the caffeine combined with the coffee and the soda, and then everything else that, you were trying to do to lose the weight.
Yes.
So now what about when you went to school? Like, did you do the same thing when you were in school too? Or?
That was pretty much at work when I was working at the school. I mean, during high school, it was more or less after I graduated from high school and was starting college. It started. I mean, it wasn't the problem it was in my 30s. During my 20s, it wasn't as bad. It was my late 20s and early 30s that it really kind of hit a crescendo because my body was changing on its own anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, as far as clothes, like how did shopping for clothes and were you wearing bigger clothes?
I was wearing smaller clothes. I was wearing sample size clothes, 002, and they were swimming on me.
Wow.
And I thought I was fat.
Wow. That puts a toll on anyone. So tell me what you did to actually finally say, what was that point where you said, enough is enough, I have to stop this? What broke you to do that?
I think the fact that one day I actually passed out because my heart rate was irregular. And then I started having issues with my digestive system where everything I was eating was burning when it was going down.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what were the steps that you took? Did you seek medical attention? What did you do to help yourself to start eating again?
I think I just kind of put everything into perspective at that point. I'm like, if I'm going to continue living a life like this, I'm not going to make it to be 50. So I started eating healthy, started exercising. I mean, my weight is still, obviously, it's an up and down, has been for years. But, now I look at it based on the blood work when I go to the doctor. If my numbers are good, I don't obsess anymore about it too much. I mean, being on camera makes me obsess a little bit, but yeah. It's a matter.
Well, at least you
get the mindset, okay, I'm worth more than what I look. I'm worth more than the outside of me. There's other things.
Absolutely. And beauty is in the eye of the beholder, as we all know, and looks aren't everything. And you are beautiful.
Thank you.
Whether you know it or not, you are. And you have a great heart. You know that. I know that. For those of you that don't know, Christine and I have known each other for a very long time, and she's one of my best friends. And we've been there for each other through thick and thin.
Oh, yes.
And this woman is getting married April 3rd, and I have the honor to be in her wedding. And I'm very happy for her because she deserves it. She's been through a lot of crazy relationships, and she finally said enough is enough, and she found the right man. So tell Bill I said hello,
Bill.
and that
He can't wait to meet you.
Likewise. So tell me, how is life now as far as eating, and what are you doing now? Are you just winging it, or?
No, I mean, I'm on Noom, and if anybody knows what that is, it's a weight loss program that's health-based, mental-based. It's based in psychology. It's all healthy eating. I try to exercise. I get my steps in every day. I could be a little more diligent about that. I can be honest. Just doesn't seem to be enough hours in a day sometimes, but I have to get back to exercising. I just need to live a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
There's people depending on me.
Absolutely. And, it's at least you came to the point where it's to say, hey, I have to stop this. Yeah. And if I want to live a long life, I have to take the steps to do it.
Right.
Not easy.
No.
Not easy at all.
No.
But you're doing it. And every little step counts.
Yes, it's true. And, I see my father who struggled also. He took laxatives to keep his weight down. He's going through a lot with his digestive system now. He's been on a feeding tube. He's constantly having surgeries, and it's been a real struggle for him. And that's not the life I want to live.
Absolutely not. So do you think it was hereditary as far as?
Oh, I have no doubt about that. My sister also had an eating disorder. Yes.
Wow. And you learn from the people that you live
Absolutely.
with, and so it kind of.
Yeah.
It was normal to you.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times when a child sees a parent criticizing their own weight, they internalize that that's how your self-worth is based,
Right.
Absolutely.
Wow. So it's been a long struggle,
yes.
but you're doing it.
I'm doing it. Every day is
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it took a lot to come on here and share that story.
You've been asking a while.
Yeah. But you know what? This could help somebody else that's going through it. Yep. And I'm sure Christine wouldn't mind if you do have some sort of eating disorder or you need help saying enough is enough, reach out to her. Christine is a great person to talk to, and she's a very caring person, so just reach out to her and she'll give you every tip that you need.
Yes.
Anything else you want to say to everyone, Christine?
No, I'm just thankful. I'm I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for anybody who's watching this tonight. My great friends, all of you.
Yes,
that's about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So for everybody that is struggling with any kind of weight loss, please reach out to Christine. You never know what's going behind closed doors. People will smile at you in a minute, but you don't know what they're really struggling with. Correct?
That is true.
So with that being said, Christine, thank you so much for coming on here tonight.
Me on.
Yes, and I'm very excited for the wedding. So everybody, let's congratulate her and Bill. And I will talk to you soon.
Okay.
Everybody, Christine Card, thank you again, Christine. We'll see you soon.
Talk to you soon.
All
Bye.
Right. Bye. Have a great night. Thank you for watching tonight, everyone. Christine Card. And this week's lineup will be coming up soon. Have a great